Oh man, welcome to this grayish Sunday. And for today, I'm gonna do a quick combo rant. And it's not necessarily that I'm angry, it's just like that feel when you try to create a platform in which people discover solutions beyond the politics and the politicians, and become your own leader, self-actualization, cooperation, building something outside of the government clutches. And I think that's just the sadness of it. The sadness of it is, I have been an activist here and there, but in the long run, my objective is still the same, meaning universal freedom for everyone. And do no harm, do yourself, follow your interest, build yourself up, accrue capital, take care of your family, bring your evolution to the next level. That's what I'm about. I'm not about voting, though. I don't like voting because it encourages certain habits, and that encourages the habit of comfortability, meaning like, oh, it's comfortable to go into the ballot box. But let's first go into my issue. So I with many other friends, have constructed the Laredo Free Thinkers for years, and it's been a little bit inactive. Life happens, right? So I make sure that people understand that this is a place to talk about anything that they want. If they want to talk about politics or politicians, that's fine. But I think there's a silver line when it is used as a platform for campaigning, especially when with my social capital, I have constructed this thing. I have put a lot of work into this group, not just myself. It's not about me, but I mean, come on, like the Operation Feed the Homeless and, doing all these other meetups and putting people together and trying to get everyone on board with the discussion. I feel like, wow, that's a slap in the butt, slap on the butt, because now all that people that have accrued on this little small community of 350 people, whether they look at it or not, they might look at this and say, well, hey, this is a perfect place for me to advertise my political campaign. And I'm sure that this individual is a very fine and dandy person, as I don't have an issue with her or anything like that. The issue is voting, and voting is the problem. Voting is the problem. And now let's read a very poignant quote that I can't help myself. I have to tell you about it. This is from Lysander Spooner, a renowned anarchist. The principle that the majority have a right to rule the minority practically resolves all government into a mere contest between two bodies of men, as to which of them shall be masters and which of them slaves. A contest that, however bloody, can, in the nature of things, never be fully closed so long as man refuses to be a slave. So they keep us separated in different groups, red versus blue. They might offer a different listing on their, menu, like, oh, we tell you that you're, good, and no matter what you identify with, we like you, but you got to be for war. And then you go to the red team. Well, country and family unit and God bless America, but you got to be for war. So I'm saying that the big critical issues, the big important ones, the same and parcel. The two-party system is basically just one party, and they're playing WrestleMania, and we all get glued into it. And I think, more to the point of this person, this person is doing a local campaign, which is, she describes herself as an independent thinker, and I'm more than likely will invite her to have a discussion so she can tell what her opinions and what she hopes to do, but not as a political campaign, but more of as a conversation. Because like I said, my personal opinion on this is, if you want to waste your time and energy perpetuating the problem that keeps people in positions of slavery, and by slavery, I mean the comfort of knowing that no matter what you do, government's going to take care of you. That is a slave mentality. And I know it sounds really critical, but if you don't feel like a slave, that's mostly likely because of the cognitive dissonance. And this sounds like a personal attack. If you are a free human being, like all of us are, and you consider yourself that you need to vote, then go ahead. But again, I'm giving you a warning. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It just kind of hurts. It hurts when you work hard to build something and then some politician takes it over. And that's the pattern. That's the pattern on everything that people do. They work on something great, they build it up, and then somebody else comes in with their campaign and their slogans, and they say, oh, hey, you know, we can keep the project moving along. Just vote for me. Everything will be fine. Or I got these menu items that you're going to really like. I'm ranting, I know. Here's the thing about it, though. There are some articles and some videos that I recommend, and I will link them on the source, that you can see on your own. And they're more, I guess, more tempered, and they go through all the information that as to why voting is not something that is going to lead anywhere. If you could talk about the local politics in Laredo, yeah, the local politics in Laredo, Texas, where I originated as an activist, and you know, the community of the Laredo Free Thinkers has been somewhat active and inactive. The politics there is usually you come in with a slogan, you tell everybody how great you are and how you believe in them, and you get a group of people together, and you know, you push on and you push out. But reality is that there's so much entrenched interest in the courts, in just the whole system of the government, of the local government, that it's just hard to get your way into it. I feel like it's a counterproductive process. If you really want to solve issues and you really want to stop waiting on the system of power to give you what you need to solve your own problems, then, you know, again, you're not going to go anywhere. So what are solutions? What can we do? And it's just like I've said, there's so many solutions that anyone can do, and it's amazing and interesting time. So let's look at some. You can join or create a community organization or a freedom cell. You can, you know, create a community currency or community trading program. You can commit to spending a certain amount of time each week spreading awareness and about the banking, oligarchy, false flag terrorism, GMO crops, or any subject you feel strongly about. You know, you can practice gardening. 3D printing has become so inexpensive that the very argument of gun control is null and void. You can print a gun with a 199 199 Glock. I mean, there's a point where it's just like, oh, what are we doing? You know, like, are you really gonna wait for government to tell you that what you can do or not do? There's just something I gotta show you from this feed. It's important that I show it to you. And if it's not here, it's fine. But the effect that I'm trying to put at here is this right here. Freedom, 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 freedom. Yeah. That is freedom, baby. That's freedom right there. Freedom, 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 freedom. That's right. That's right, baby. You can own your own printing press and create your own weapons, tools. You can create your own utilities. You can create your own currency. You can create your own tribe. Now, being in the same paradigm of politics all your life, you're not going to see these options. And you will have certain individuals, which I'm not shaming. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that they have opinions that disagree with mine. And usually they're not grounded in historical fact or, in fact, philosophical. They're not philosophical. It's basically just the comfort statement. You know, those who do not vote are actually voting for the candidate or thing that ends up winning. And that is a very stereotypical comment, which is fine and dandy because I don't take it personal. It's something I've seen so many times. But if you're glued to leaders, politicians, and campaigns and slogans and all that other stuff, you're missing on the major opportunity that is becoming critical. It's not only just, you know, printing guns on 3D printers or buying Bitcoin. No, it's much more than that. The reality of okay, again, this is the point I keep stressing about. The default nature of reality is freedom. Freedom is not something you purchase. Freedom is not something you fight for. Freedom just is. That's the default existence. That's the default of life. You are free no matter what. You can make a choice to enslave yourself to your own habits, to your own psychological dysfunctions, or to your own desires, even to other people. So politicians, they expedite the truth. They expedite their political campaigns by lying, by convenient lying, and they use it as a slogan. Well, they say, you vote for me, this is going to get done. And that's what they do. That's what they need to do for political expediency. So even if you do vote for them, usually you are not going to get everything that they promise. And if once they do get in office, they're not going to give you a contract and say, I'm going to go ahead and do everything that is done here, and then you can put me to the test. That's how all the newcomers start, and then they get hit by the bureaucracy, they hit by the political culture, and they get stagnated, and they just stay in office, and they get a pretty paycheck. Meanwhile, the systems of power are not one individual politician. It's a continuum, an interconnected continuum that it goes beyond just one individual. The great thing about it is the individual possesses the rational mind, but the government, the central authority figures, they don't. They don't. It's an artificial collective mind hive that is based on underlying principle of violence, force, and coercion. So even if you don't agree with it, I personally don't care, because reality is, if you see beyond this facade, you will find prosperity. You will find the new beginning. That's just it. There's nothing else besides that. That's my choice. I'm choosing to pursue my self-interest and be peaceful and promote prosperity and spread awareness. So that is just a little quick rant I wanted to talk to you about, because I am sick and tired of people going back to the same hamster wheel. Vote, 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 vote. But that only encourages them. Just to quote George Carlin, it's a big club and you're not in it. And if voting really mattered, they'll make it illegal. That's what Mark Twain said, right? All right, well, that's it for me. I just wanted to make this a quick rant because honestly, there's just sometimes you got to talk about these things, to get that out of your mind, get out of your heart, and just okay, these people, they don't get the big picture, but maybe they will, and I hope that they do someday, because I'll be here waiting, building on my own stuff, and perhaps we can collaborate, interconnect, and go from there. So again, keep it peaceful, keep it loving, and enjoy life and question authority at all instances, even your own. So once again, this is your friend Hector with a quick rant. Hector Combo, talk to you later. Imagine doing this all forever, every day, listening to me. Bye-bye.